We back in the building once again with my big brother, and this is a special day, you know, a meeting of the minds, so to speak. And I'm so happy that I was able to get in contact with your brother Solo. For those who don't know, Mr. Anthony Harris Jr. Leader of Dance Mogul Magazine. Welcome to the set, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
shout
sir.
out to the camera lady, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Key shout out. Bob. Tell us why you in town. What's going on?
In town for a couple reasons, man. You know, first, you know, just grateful to be alive, man, and get back out in the land of the living, man, after the pandemic and everything, man. So this is one of the first events that, you know, I'm popping out to in terms of the magazine. As far as supporting, getting back to supporting the culture. It was also an opportunity for me to bring the new generation of dancers from Jersey, because I'm real big on that. I'm real big on them getting them out of the environment and experiencing things early, because I knew what that did for me.
Well, you literally brought a bus, or you know what I'm saying? So, and I seen you pull up by yourself. I said, man, did you come from the airport? And you said, nah, I had a whole crew. So, who all did you bring with you for this venture?
A lot of the young boys, when I mean by young, like they're younger than 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're fresh.
Okay.
And then I brought my dance artist, Annie. I brought him so he can experience, you know, the moving and shaking side of things, networking and things like that. So I had a whole bunch of little different missions that, you know, that I had planned out for everybody to, you know, experience. Some people just came for the dance, some people came for the business, and me, I'm always open to whatever as far as the magazine. Now look, I came down here to do interviews, but I'm being interviewed. You know what I mean?
That's how it happened, man. Yeah, I see you got your equipment and everything. Yeah. So that's cool. So I know the event is a 2-day event.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday was up to what, the prelims?
Yeah, all the preliminaries for the flexing category and the all styles category. So it was great, man. A lot of great energy. The judging showcases were great. A lot of people I haven't seen in years. I hadn't seen Gina in definitely over 5 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's just keeping it light. It might be longer than that, but most definitely, man. Just seen a lot of people that I haven't seen in years, and I'm pretty sure that was the case for everybody, because we all been in the house.
Right.
So everybody was just, you know, glad to be out the house. It wasn't no issues. It was like a big reunion, even with people that you didn't know. It's just, as dancers, it was nice to be amongst each other again and sharing energy.
Right, and no better place than Atlanta.
Most
you know
definitely.
what I'm saying? Hot Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the city. So is weather cold up there in Jersey right now? Because we just got out of the winter storm, right?
Bro, we drove through that stuff. If it wasn't for the young boys, because I made a promise to them, and you know I'm a man of my word, and I'm real big on that. Yeah, if it was just me, I would have canceled, because to me certain things aren't worth it for me.
Right.
But to them, your word to them means everything. So I'm like, yo, we just left earlier than expected, but we were driving through the snowstorm to get.
Wow.
But we had so you know, I checked the tires, and the tires are brand new and everything. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. Like, I'm not gonna disappoint them, because I know how I would feel.
Right.
You know, some of them, this is their first experience with me, because so then it'll be like, oh, and he just all talk. He ain't really about that.
Right.
I didn't even want to bring that energy to light. It's like, nah, I told you I'm gonna do it, and we gonna do it. So we did it, man. But nah, we drove through some shit to get here.
we spoke before, and you told me Dance Mogul Magazine started back in 2010.
Yes, sir.
But what we don't know is your history before that. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit how you got into dance personally, and then what kind of led into the formation of Dance Mogul.
Most definitely, and there's a reason why we never led with this, because we never wanted to feel like we knew all this and we knew all that. Like ego, like I know how egos work.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like,
Especially in the dance game.
yes, we had so much experience. It was like we knew what time it was just off the rip. But we never led with our own dance history. Even my father is a professional dancer from the 80s. So it's like we weren't coming into this situation blind, or like we didn't really know what the dance life was about. He lived it. He mentored a group of young men in the 90s, and he mentored me and my group. So we had tons of experience. Like 13, I started dancing. And then when I got with the dance group when I was 18, professionally, that's when, me and my father, we started building more on our relationship and things that way. So he was right there with me, guiding me through that process. And in that process, we experienced so much so fast. Kind of like I always tell people that, like you saw the New Edition story?
Yeah.
Like we lived that shit. Like that's for real. That's how we was moving, but we was a dance group. That's
Right.
how we was moving locally. Like people really supported us on that level, whether it was the streets, the hood niggas, or if even politicians. Like we helped Cory Booker get elected as mayor. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now he's a senator and everything, but
That's powerful.
we were a part of the campaign. They used us. They used the youth, not in a negative way, but they used us to mobilize the youth, which is how he got in, through the youth vote. So it's just all those experiences that led up to, by the time I left the group, I had sponged up so much, but I still, for me, I felt that it was still more for me to do. It was just, well, what are we gonna do? So I started teaching the young people, and like I told you, I started helping and working and collaborating with other dancers, because it was like, what is social media for?
What dance styles were going on during those times when you was actually in the streets dancing? What was popular in Jersey or even the Northeast?
In Jersey, we have our own specific party dances. We had the percolator, the wall, the lock it up, stolen car, just party dances. That was our culture. It was a party culture. But outside of that, like I loved funk styles, and other people loved it too, which consisted of popping, locking, and then all the other street and breaking and house. So
Right.
we did all of that stuff. So it was just a matter of having access to it, and that's the key thing. Everybody didn't have access to stuff back then because niggas had AIM,
Right.
AOL, all that, and dial up.
Right,
So,
right.
my father is a tech, so he always had the advanced stuff. We always had like cable modems and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I always was able to get the clips and
So
everything.
you was playing video games on the computer back in the day.
Well, yeah, but no. Let me not say no. I wasn't.
Okay,
like I was
okay.
searching. Like I was
Yeah.
being grown. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So everything that I saw when I was like 15, 16, like if I saw it on the TV, if I saw names and stuff. Do you remember the site called Ask Jeeves?
Yeah, I do. Ask G's, yeah.
I would go ask. Well, everything that I needed to know, I would go ask. Like, how do I find this? How do I find that? And when I saw breaking, I had got kicked out of school, and the next day I saw breaking, and that's what changed the light bulb for me.
You got kicked out of school? So you was causing havoc in the hallways?
Most definitely.
Okay. Tell us about that. What kind of guy are we talking to?
A changed man.
Cause listen, I'm like, my good brother, my good brother.
It came from a whole lot of darkness.
Hey, to get to the light, you gotta go through the darkness. You know what I'm
most
saying?
definitely, man.
To know
No,
what it
nah,
is.
I was just being an ass, man. Like, I don't come from like poverty or anything like that, man. I was just doing what I wanted to do. Both my parents loved me. Everybody loved me. Like I was the first. Like I was the
Right.
first boy in the family. All that stuff. Like so.
You got siblings?
No.
Okay.
So I was spoiled.
So Solo is a literal. Solo is a literal nickname.
Yeah.
So did that nickname come from that, or was that just like?
Nah, my nickname came out of isolation, meaning that, coming to the point in high school where I felt like I could only depend on myself because my friends were older than me, so they went to college before me, you know what I mean? So it's like, damn, I'm solo, I'm by myself, I gotta do this shit by myself, I gotta dance by myself, I gotta do everything by myself because my homeboys was older than me, so I was
tell us-
telling older people.